Hey everyone, today we are doing a bit of historical time travel and we are talking about fashion. Now, if I ask you to name the ultimate capital of fashion, what is the first city that pops into your head? Paris, right? Maybe Milan or New York. But what if I told you that long before Paris even knew how to sew a proper luxury dress, another city was absolutely dominating the global fashion scene? I am talking about Madrid. Back in the 17th century, Spanish style was not just popular, it was the ultimate symbol of wealth, power, and extreme luxury. So let us talk about how Madrid actually invented the new black. Today, a black outfit is just a basic, everyday choice. But in the 1600s, wearing pure black was the ultimate flex. It was a sign of astronomical wealth. See, before the Spanish colonized the Americas, getting a deep, rich, velvety black dye was almost impossible. Everything turned out kind of gray or muddy brown. But then Spanish expeditions in Mexico discovered a specific tree called Hematoxylum campechianum. The dye from this tree produced a stunning, deep blue-black color. And guess what? Spain controlled the entire supply. So wearing that specific black dress or doublet was literally telling the world, I am so rich. I own the resources of an entire ocean. It was the high-tech luxury of its time. But Spanish fashion was not just about colors, it was about political statements and technological breakthroughs. Enter King Philip IV. When he took the throne, the country was facing an economic crisis. So what does a king do? He creates a dress code of austerity. He banned those massive, ridiculous starched lace collars called ruffs because they wasted too much money and time. Instead, he introduced the golilla, a simple, elegant, silk-covered neck support. It is honestly the 17th century equivalent of modern politicians rolling up their sleeves or dropping the tie to look closer to the people. Except it became incredibly chic. And then Madrid dropped another massive invention, the verducado or the farthingale. This was the world's first structured hoop skirt. At first they used flexible willow branches and later whalebone to create this massive rigid shape. Rumor has it, it was invented to hide a royal pregnancy, but it became such a massive status symbol that women literally could not fit through regular doorways. You see, Spanish fashion was the exact opposite of what we later saw in France. It was not about feathers and flowing silks. It was like armor, rigid frames, tight corsets for both men and women. It forced you into a perfectly still, upright posture. It was the Counter-Reformation vibe, serious, devout, and showing absolute self-control. The message was clear: I control myself, therefore I control the empire. And against that dark black velvet, their gold chains and the Order of the Golden Fleece just popped brilliantly. So if Madrid was so powerful, how did Paris take the crown? Well, in the second half of the 17th century, King Louis XIV, the Sun King, came to power in France, and Louis was a marketing genius. He realized that fashion was the ultimate tool for soft power. France completely flipped the script. They abandoned the stiff, gloomy, rigid Spanish armor look and introduced bright colors, ribbons, flowing silks, and effortless luxury. They made Spanish style look outdated and old-fashioned, and just like that, the center of gravity shifted from Madrid to Versailles. But next time you put on a sharp black blazer, just remember, you are not wearing a French classic, you are wearing a trend started by the global superpowers of 17th century Madrid. Would you wear a golilla or a verdugado today? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button and I will see you next time.